Hello everyone. Sure has been a while, eh? Now I am well aware I haven't uploaded in about forever, but I really didn't want to rush this video. This is a video I've actually wanted to make for quite a bit, but I never got around to actually making it. And if I was gonna make this video, I wanted it to be actually good, if not better than literally everything else I've posted on my channel, which is really difficult to fail at. And here we are, at last, the rise and the decline of the Bosnia and Herzegovina national football team. Bosnia and Herzegovina as a nation gained their independence in 1992, on March 1st to be exact, but it would take them 3 years until the war ended to finally become a national football team. The first game they ever played was a 2-0 loss against Albania. Now, it really wasn't the first game the Bosnia national team squad played, but this was the first time that they actually played a match while recognized by FIFA. Their first win, shockingly enough, came over Italy, who, just like a couple years back, were runners-up in the World Cup. They won 2-1, and surprisingly enough, like you might have thought, it wasn't even Italy's B team or C team. It was a pretty solid starter squad. And while friendlies were great to gain some sort of experience, they would see their best results coming in the qualifying campaigns. I'll do my best to be brief about this. For the 1998 World Cup, they would finish in 4th place, which for their first ever World Cup qualifiers isn't too bad. They would beat Denmark once, 3-0 actually, and beat Slovenia on 2 occasions. In the qualifiers for Euro 2000, Bosnia would only see 3 wins, and managed to get 3rd place, which sounds more impressive than it is because they were still tied to these two. Their 2002 World Cup qualification went pretty poorly. They would finish in 4th and would only get 2 wins against Liechtenstein. In the 2004 Euro qualifiers, they would give themselves some sort of chance, as they would actually be able to fight up until the last match day to give themselves a shot for qualification, but they would go on to blow it with a 1-1 draw to Denmark and finish 4th in their group. 2006 wasn't too bad for them, as they would actually see wins against Belgium and Lithuania, and they would see wins against San Marino twice. They would also have good showings against Spain and Serbia and Montenegro, one nation by the way for those who are confused, and they would finish 3rd. The 2008 Euro qualifiers basically had no hope for us, and the only real good thing about them was the fact that Edin Dzeko made his debut.
Koji je svakako dao krila i motiv našim igračima da u nastavku dođu do svoje igre. Ipak Turska je u drugom poluvremenu dominirala, imala nekoliko izglednih prilika, ali kako kažu, sreća prati hrabre i prati...
So far, we talked about genuine failures with basically zero hope of any qualification, but now we get into the good stuff, where we actually got our first ever playoff. The 2010 World Cup qualifiers, led by Miroslav Blažević, were probably one of the highlights in Bosnian history. He led us to 2 wins over Armenia, Belgium, and Estonia in hard-fought draws against Turkey. With 6 wins, with one of them being also a 7-0 destruction of Liechtenstein, we placed 2nd in the group, behind Spain. Spain also, fun fact, won literally every game inside that qualification and also would go on to win the World Cup, which wasn't very shocking after that incredible qualifying campaign for them. Other things that I believe are notable was the fact that Pjanic and Begovic, who would go on to be very key players in the future, made their debut during this qualifying campaign. Knowing our luck, we would go on to draw arguably the toughest team in the qualifying playoffs, Portugal. And well, we all know what happened. We fought hard, but unfortunately Portugal was just a little bit better over both of the legs, winning 1-0 both the first and the second, which meant they go further and we don't. Despite Blazevic's success as the coach of Bosnia and Herzegovina, he was replaced by Safet Susic, who would go on to do even better. Sacking your most successful coach is in most scenarios a terrible decision, but in this one it was very good, and it meant a lot of success for our future. Starting with Euro 2012, in a group which was fairly difficult, we would go on to actually challenge for it directly, and not even playoffs, but direct qualification. Our last game was actually against France, and if we were to win this game, we would have been winners. We would have qualified automatically. What seemed possible after Dzeko's goal around the 40th minute, and it seemed possible all the way up until this questionable call from the referee.
Martin on the run is Nasri, who'll keep it in play. Attempts to turn Spahic. Oh, is that a penalty? Indeed it is. Samir Nasri has won a penalty off the Bosnian captain, Emir Spahic. A bit of skill from Nasri, stumbled from Spahic. He lifted up his leg. He'd claimed that that was outside the box. Right on the edge. And Nasri scores!
That penalty being slotted in was the final goal of the match, as Bosnia just clearly didn't have the energy in them to get another one. However, thinking positively about it, we still got playoffs, which is more than enough for us. Out of all these teams that we could draw, we drew this one, because of course we did. This time around it was even worse than the first playoffs for the World Cup, as we lost 6-2 in the second leg. Yes, just in the second leg. Losing 2 playoffs was a clear sign that you either qualify directly or you don't qualify at all for us. And it seemed that they took that advice, as they would go on to directly qualify for the World Cup in Brazil in 2014. I will probably make a video just on this qualifying campaign alone because of how incredible and memorable it is. Now, while I was very young and didn't really follow football back in the day, looking back at old videos from 2013 and 2014 really fills me up with a lot of joy. Every game meant something, every game was truly key to our qualification campaign, and some more memorable moments were Hadovic's goal against Slovakia, which is probably the most important goal we've ever scored, if not easily. No, it is the most important goal. I don't even know what I'm saying. I went off script there. Apologies from me.
Menja Misketa, spomenuja to. Miske, okej. Apsolvirao je Miske, 76. već za BiH i daje mesto na dolazećoj zvezdi, na dolazećoj Zmaju. Izet Kajrović, rođen u Brugu, u Švajcarskoj. Grasshopers Zürich, najveći švajcarski klub, nije to Basel, poštovni gledalci, nemojte gledati zadnje godine. Viša, završuje Pape s izmenama. Jedno je napravio Kozak, bit će ovdje dobre nadoknade. Bosanci, pa da li je moguće? Da li je moguće?
Greece was right behind us, who were heavy challengers and even favorites, but we managed to top them coming from pot 3. The final game was against Lithuania, and that win meant qualification for us. And anything I could say would pale in comparison to the pure and raw emotion in this clip.
Još ima vremena. Sad kad Dzeko dobije loptu, sljedeći put bit će gol. Kakav terminator, Vedator, 1-0 za BiH, Vedatore, Bosna i Hercegovina vodi 1-0, 20. gol za reprezentaciju, ljubite majka.
While it probably means nothing to you, Dzeko was second top scorer and Ibisevic was tied for third. Once the summer came, it was revealed that we were in a group with Argentina, Iran, and Nigeria. The Argentinian game actually came up first, and well, I'll just sum it up really quickly for you. Sad Kolasinac own goal. How the hell did you even manage to do that? Messi does this to us, which is illegal, and I think he should be held in in Hague for this, and Ibisevic gets a consolation goal, becoming our first ever World Cup scorer. And the way it's going, he'll probably be the last as well. The next game was against Nigeria, and to sum up that one, this is apparently offside, and this apparently isn't a foul. And then we lost, meaning we were out of the World Cup with a game to play. And then we had Iran. We actually won. 3-1, to be fair to him. There's really not much left to say. It was a pretty boring win. Good, but boring. Still meant a lot to the people, but it was quite pointless because, we were already at the World Cup by now. Weirdly enough, after the match, the Iranian manager said that Bosnia, the best team in the entire group, didn't go through. Which is just because we won one game and played well in one which we somehow didn't win, doesn't mean we were the best in the group. Now you're overdoing it. No one likes to take this much of an L in a World Cup, but this actually spelled a lot of promise. A lot of young players, a lot of good players were ready for the next Euro qualification for 2016. And we were ready to qualify. After early loss against Cyprus and Israel, the coach Safet was sacked. We would go on to place third in the Euro qualifiers.